Right, I need to go to push to talk, but welcome guys, welcome to everybody on the stream and welcome to everybody in Discord. And if you guys on stream want to join us in Discord, you are also welcome. I just want to go to push to talk so I don't bother the guys on Discord that much. Alright, okay, so I'm going to open up Discord so you guys can hear them as well. And this is another Southwest flight, and now that I mention that, I need to start my client. Make sure the flight gets logged. Hello, Martin.
You are now free to move about the country.
Right, so let's get this control.
Anybody flying around with Nico today?
Hakan's flying with.
I am.
And we're flying on Iveo.
Cool.
We are going to do something a little bit different. We are flying on Iveo, so let's get all of this in place. Start this flight. Las Vegas to Phoenix. Yes, we want to fly it. Alright, so Love Cars is now tracking us and we can actually get this all going. Drive up. Ooh, and now I made the same mistake as always. We do not want you. Go away. Right. Poor bus. Going to need a new fender. Right, Hakan. Hakan, sorry, I forget to press a button now. Can you hear me? Hakan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to connect now. Let's see if we can see each other.
Okay.
Need to get my call sign. 477. Yeah. I've not used this client in a while, so please don't laugh at me. You're welcome to laugh with me. Where do we go? System, preferences, main. Resume iCars then. Send the flight plan. Alright, there you go, Hakan. I can see you next to me there.
You look like Cessna.
Ha! I haven't filed my flight plan yet. Or is this also part of the connection? I actually didn't notice. Let's see. Connect. I'm gonna reconnect. Understood. Let me get my flight plan going. Hakan, I think it's because my flight plan has not been filed, so give me a second.
Okay. Okay. You are 737 right now.
Alright, okay.
Oh, that was so much more realistic.
Good, Uncle John. Agan, is there ATC in this area? Do you know? Agan, is there ATC in this area?
No.
Flight plan has been sent. Right, so let's get going. Bob, let me call him for you. I don't think he's seeing because he's actually flying, so he's not paying attention. Uncle John,
Yes, sir.
Bob is saying hello.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just parking up. Hello, sir.
Yeah, I told him.
It looks like you've got some kind of area coverage.
On Iveo. Remember sorry, I forget to press a button. We're on Iveo, remember, not on PRFUM.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you are ready.
Obel, good evening. Welcome to the stream. I'm just busy setting up here. Want to try and use this checklist as much as possible. Make sure I've ironed out all the kinks now. Hakan,
Sir.
I keep on forgetting to press the control button. What else do you need me to give you right now?
Route and
Okay.
flight level.
Flight level is 270 and I'm going to give you the route just now. There you go. Right, brakes are set. Fuel cutoff switches in place. Reverses down. Speed brake. Position. Flaps up. Landing gear is down. Right then. Battery, ground power, emergency exits and nav. Then we do the rest of the lights. Right, and then we do the takeoff config horn test. Perfect.
Soft landing.
Oh, okay.
So you get a far better feel with that, Nico.
Yeah, it shakes you. That thing, oh,
Oh, I
well,
loved
well
it.
worth it. Well worth it. Hakan,
Yes, sir.
don't be shy if you need to shout at me and interrupt me or ask me or tell me something, eh? Don't be shy. Just make sure that we can hear you because not all of us are paying attention.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys on stream, I'm going to use my checklist as much as possible, so it's going to take a little while longer than usual to just get going. I just need to make sure that it kind of makes sense.
I will be back in 2 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Have you got a pass signed?
I signed it for him just now. You didn't see.
Oh, that's okay.
I love it when all these lights come on.
I
It's
thought he
like
was
a
taking
Christmas tree.
liberties.
Nice, all right. Right, there should be 4 minutes. Let me just up my volume a bit so I can hear. There you go.
God, he's done some updates on this one.
Oh, yeah. Very, very nice. I haven't actually even set some of it. I haven't even gone to the tablet to check. Right, 5 minutes remaining. Where's that trigger? Right, let's quickly see what did Zibo add this time. Alright, okay, so it's just changed that. Failures. Now we've got pressurization failures as well. Awesome. Very nice.
Sorry for not spotting you earlier, Bob.
Wind shear.
I explained you were busy.
Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
How have I managed to keep going without X being realistic?
You didn't know any better, that's all. You don't miss anything that you don't know of, you know? Once you get it, it's like, wow.
It's like a birthday present for me today.
Yeah. Right, we've got 2 minutes left, so let's get the rest of the lighting going. One of the things that has changed, or it continuously changes, it is ever evolving. As Zibo updates the codes and this thing gets more realistic, you've got to adapt. So the checklist had to adapt to make provision for the TCAS. You can only test the TCAS once the IRSs are aligned. So that's now been implemented. And then also the RTO can only be activated once your electrical hydraulics are on. So those are part of the changes I had to make. While we're waiting, let's do our call.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the flight deck, welcome aboard. Command away shortly for the first leg.
Your checklist is forever evolving.
Yeah. See, it all started with a dream, right? And John, it all started with a dream, right? And all the flight sim knowledge and stuff we had. And then Zibo said he's going to make it realistic. And then all those flight sim things you thought you knew were realistic just proved to be not realistic. And then you have to evolve. Right, okay, so how far are we now? It's waiting for me.
Oh, that's really whet my appetite. That XP realistic. I want to fly again.
Go for it.
Adjust vertical speed.
John's turned 16 again with that present.
Climb now.
Awesome.
Climb.
13.
Now. Climb. Crossing. Climb. Crossing.
Oh, dear.
Climb. Climb. Clear of conflict. Descend. 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 Crossing. Descend. Descend. Crossing. Descend. Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now. Increase.
It seems
climb.
that LA
Increase
Center
climb.
is covering your area,
Increase
Nico.
descent.
I
Increase
shall have
descent.
just
Maintain vertical speed.
According to
Maintain-
Cute Scoop.
Maintain
But
vertical speed.
I don't know how that works.
Crossing. Maintain. Monitor vertical speed.
KidScoop,
KPHX
unless you
pass.
tell it
Pass.
to go look for IVAO, it will not check IVAO. So I'm currently looking, I don't see any ATC here.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing then, yeah. I feel foolish now.
No. Don't ever feel foolish. That's how we learn. In KuteScoop, you need to go to preferences and then you need to change the source to IVAO.
Okay.
There's pretty much nothing happening in America right now in terms of IVAO. Lots of action in Europe. Let's quickly do this, guys. Let me show you something. Okay, I'm just trying to access this. Okay, it's offline. Sorry, I wanted to show you the Avaya web eye. For some reason, it's just not working. Well, let's try another browser quickly. Maybe maybe it's just a browser issue. Yeah, it's pretty much a browser issue. Sorry, so here we go. Let me give you this. This is how we track iVayo traffic. If it works. It's coming up on my one browser, not on the other one, but I don't see any traffic or anything listed. Might be that the other one is actually true and correct. There is no traffic, it seems. Site cannot be reached. No, there it goes. Let's see. Sorry guys if I sent you on a wild goose chase, but for some reason it really does seem as if this website is offline. Anyway, save it as a bookmark. One day maybe it will come back on again. Alright, so let's continue. We're going to do KLAS KPHX SWA. What's that call sign? 477. Right, what is that reading looking like? Let's have a look see. Looks like Alice is the one. Show waypoints. Negative. Alice is not.
Can I ask what an oxygen fix is? Oxygen mass fix?
I'm not sure exactly. I'll have to ask him. But I also read it. I saw something about oxygen masks. I don't know. I have no idea. It could be one of the dials. Let me quickly just get that on screen here. Joe, I keep on talking and I forget to press the button. I'm not sure what exactly he did. It could be this dial. I'll show you quickly. This is the crew oxygen dial. You'll see it on the stream now. There might have been a problem that we didn't even know of, you know, us as the users. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's what he's referring to. Because, okay, you've got the dial, you've got the warning light, and then you've obviously got the switch there, right? So, I don't know, something to do with this, but it's probably, you know, something he knew about we didn't know about. Hello, Yorkie.
See if you can find out, Nico.
I shall do that. But not right now, I'm busy now. And I don't see him online either, so let him rest. We'll ask tomorrow. Alright, route lakes. Okay, that looks good to me. But I just want to double check our weights and stuff. 64.1, 64.2. Alright, okay, close enough. It's a short flight, so we can just climb fast. Alright, take off. Flaps 5, and then we'll go to page 2. Alright, then I'm going to show you guys a couple of things. We'll do it properly tonight. If you are new on the stream, please make sure that you actually visit the description below the video. In the description below the video is a link that is called My Private Hangar, and I think in brackets it will say OneDrive. And if you go there, there's a lot of goodies that you can have for free. And one of the goodies that we are going to use now is this one. Right, this is to determine the runway slope, to calculate the runway slope. We're going to need the initial beginning of the runway elevation, the end of the runway, and the length in feet. And that will give us a slope. So, let us get the information. Alright, I'm grabbing a pen and paper quickly. What's this? Alright. So, at the beginning of the runway, the elevation is 2033. The runway length is 14,515 in feet. And then at the end of the runway, the elevation, oh, there we go, 2179. 2179. Joe, are you there?
Affirmative.
I'm not sure if you've seen these calculators, but they're all in my OneDrive, eh?
I didn't see them. What category are they under?
It's under Zibo, under the Zibo folder. So you go to Explain 11 Zibo and then scratch around. I'll go find them and tell you.
I'll find it. No worries.
Okay, cool. So we need an up 1 degree. Then you can use your active sky or whatever weather program to tell you what the winds are in terms of a METAR or ATIS or whatever you get from ATC, or you can do this. Here's a clever trick for you guys. Hello Bruno, good evening. If you guys have not seen this, pay attention to the stream quickly. On this little IRS display, we can actually tune to the wind setting, and that is the actual wind that is currently working in on the aircraft, right? So it's current where we are at the aircraft. So I'm going to use that 69 at 3. And we need to get the heading. And this heading is 259. So we put /259 because we need to get it behind that slash, like that one. Okay, so if the runway was wet, we would just click this button. That's for snow, so that's anti-skid enabled with snow problems, you know, if you've got icing. We'll keep it at dry, and then for the heck of it, let's do a nice noise abatement cut, take off, and now we can actually go get our V-speeds. So if you guys didn't know that, now you do. I hope that helps you guys a bit.
What is cutback on?
Cutback is a noise abatement feature that what happens is once you take off, it's going to cut the N1 down to something like 83%. So if you're flying over a built-up area or it's late at night or something, what they do is they use cutback. When you take off, you will see and feel and hear the cutback happening. From I think 1,000 foot up to 3,000 foot. Once you reach 3,000 feet,
Okay, thank you.
it goes. Okay.
Nico, by adding those values, does it change the characteristics of the aircraft?
Apparently so. It's been worked in, yes. The thing is, I don't think with your naked eye you're going to see it. These are things that happen behind the scenes. I can tell if you do the cutback, you will see, hear, and feel it. You're going to experience it with me. But if you're going to add the slope values or the wind and stuff like that, that's not really going to change anything except for the calculations. That's got an influence on VNAV. Okay, so you're not going to perceive it with the eye. Oh goodness, it happened. That's why when I do my normal streams, I don't even go to page 2. It's irrelevant for the eye, so to speak. But while I'm doing the checklist and running through everything, I just thought, let's just go the extra mile.
That cutback, I believe, affects engine RPM, doesn't it?
It will.
But it only reduces it to your climb setting. It doesn't go below climb.
Yeah, it goes down to 83%. So if that is your climb for the day, and that it will be. It doesn't go below 83% because that's dangerous. So you'll see the cutback. We can talk about it as it happens as well, just to remind you guys. All right, so that takes care of the FMC.
In my view, it's very realistic, actually.
Oh yes, it is 100%. Crossfeed selector, fuel pumps all off. Right, cabin utilities and our entertainment system. They're both on. Cooling supply and exhaust, that's both on.
I'm starting pushback.
Okay. Seatbelt signs can go on now.
The captain is called and can ask somebody to take their seats for a little bit. So please make sure you're in your seat with your seatbelt securely fastened until he does turn that fasten seatbelt sign off when we get to the response station.
Press and hold for 5 seconds to hear if you hear the horn. There is no horn. Okay. Wing and engine anti-ice, they are off. No need for that. Let's check the temperature. 14 degrees. No worries. Engine hydraulic pumps, they are on. The electrical hydraulic pumps are off. Right, we have to verify that the low pressure lights are on. That is true. And now we can start our APU. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so the APU is now Generators are both on, and then we can disconnect ground power before we forget and we fly around with this little thing hanging on the side. It won't, because it's not programmed to do that. I'm just toying with you, but anyway, you know what I mean. Alright, so then we're going to check all these ones. We don't care for them, that's fine. Trim air needs to come on. Temperature selectors are all fine. Alright. Then we're going to do the overheat test. And we're going to hold it till the lights come on. There we go. Test is successful. Back switches can go to auto. Isolation valve stays open, and engine bleed stay on. APU bleed goes on. Right, and while we are here, for those of you that do not know about this, we are now in a dual bleed situation. If you start these engines and you try and take off, you're going to blow something. This APU, for instance, it's just going to blow them up. So you don't want feedback, and we will address that later. So just bear in mind, you can't add mega thrust right now. You're going to blow back. Right, then we need to set our cruising altitude at 270, and our landing altitude is a good question. Landing 1150. 1150, that's fine. Martin, I use Active Sky XP. Right, that selector is on auto, that is perfectly fine. Right, then we can go to our trim. Guys, 4.75 and just slightly a little bit more. Right, then we go to the MCP, auto throttle, captain's flight director, first officer's flight director, speed is 144. Alright, what was that heading again? 59 and 27. All right. Okay, here's another tip for new guys that do not know this. Unless you have a vectored departure, and in America there's a lot of them, but if you do not have that, if you have a standard instrument departure as always, one of the checks that works as a rule of thumb basically is if you go through this procedure and both of these lights, LNAV and VNAV, lights up like this, it goes into the arm mode. It means that your FMC is programmed correctly, and you remembered that the flight director for the first officer needs to be on as well. The moment that one is forgotten or there's an error in the FMC, you know you need to go back and check it. So currently, just by rule of thumb, then this basically tells us we are fully configured and ready for takeoff. So bear that in mind. Hello, Warren. Alright, our next step is going to be to set the altitude units of measure, which is supposed to be in inches because we're flying in America, and then we need to check what this reading would be. 3025. Come on. Standby is done. Right, all our setups
I'm
in the
starting to
reverse
get
is done.
concerned that there's no bantering going on right now.
Oh, don't worry, I can soon make up
Right,
for
all our
that.
setups in the I think the thing is people are concentrating. I mean, Joe, this is good stuff, eh? Right, then we're gonna check our radios.
You don't need my interrupt.
But guys, please feel free. Joe's got a point there. Please feel free. If you need to ask something, stop me. You know, just shout out loud so I can hear you or see you.
In other words, don't be shy.
Uh-huh. All right,
I'm
okay.
trying to update one of my betas to the latest speed.
I've just noticed something. Yoki Uncle, sorry, Uncle John Yoki says hello. I've just noticed something. There seems to be a discrepancy between the IVAO and the VATSIM weather. As you can see there on the PFD, it's like we're actually underground. Let me just check that. I think I need to switch the weather off in this thing. Preferences, yeah. So it's clashing a little bit. Alright, so weather is now off. Huh? Almost forgot about that. Okay, so with the next weather update, that should sort out the pressurization. Right, that takes us to the before pushback procedure, and also then the taxi briefing. So let me get this on screen and show you guys. That's where we're at. This is the runway we're going to take off from. So going to push back that way, travel probably in there somewhere, go down to Bravo and take Alpha 2. That's the plan. Alright, now we can close our doors. Check that all those lights go out there where the mouse is now. They all out, and then we can say goodbye to our friends. Hakan, I'm starting the whole pushback thing now in a minute.
Okay.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Left and right fuel pumps, center pumps only when required. We do not have any fuel in the center pump, so we don't care. Sorry, display capture off. Don't like that flashing. Then, okay, Hakan, have a look here. This is now where we're going to switch on our electrical hydraulics. The lights go off. And now we can set RTO. See, it's taken it immediately.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Okay.
So sorry about that, but I sent you the updated checklist earlier. You should have it now. I've
No
dropped it
problem.
in Messenger
No
for you.
problem. I was flying with a real 737 pilot a couple of days ago. He informed me about that.
Gotcha. And guys, for you on the stream, the checklist has been updated in my OneDrive private hangar thing, so you can just follow the link below in the description and get your own copy of it. Just do me a favor if you do get it.
Bypass pin and survey. Release parking brake.
just make sure that you periodically come and check for a new one. I don't always publish that I update it, and it happens from time to time where Zibo changes code and I have to follow suit. So just save this link to the OneDrive and visit it often. Alright, that takes us now to the engine start procedure. So what we need to do is we need to switch off the packs. We need to go the isolation valve to auto and sort out our timer. Okay, then at the US airports we need to go TARA on Squawk Charlie. And we can release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Morten. Bob, that's a strange one. Let me think about it. When we're in the air, we can talk about that a little bit. Question, Bob, did you install the Zibo mod according to my installation guide, or did you just do it on your own? Do you know about my installation guide? That's the other question. Okay, cool. So you've got the C++ installed and you did the calibration in X-Plane and in the Zibo, right? Ah. So you must check in the installation guide, and I also updated that in the week. I think it was Thursday of, yeah, Thursday evening.
Nico, there are many questions on YouTube.
Well, we're discussing installation right now, Hakan.
Okay.
We can actually switch that off as well. We don't need VORs.
When you say continue to taxi, I will start, okay?
I can continue to taxi, please.
Okay, thank you.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Okay, brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Right, next checklist. Okay, after start checklist. Probe heat switches goes on. Air conditioning packs goes to
By the way, I have very good information from a real pilot. If you keep during taxiing, actually I'm talking about, if you keep your heading on speed indicator, I mean you need to pit with taxi line to speed indicator, then airplane will be in the middle of taxiway.
Okay.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. Well, see you next time and have a safe flight.
I'll check it just now. I'll check it when I taxi.
Okay.
The thing is, from experience in the sim, the center line is actually right where you sit. It's not like in the real world. But just give me a second. Let me just concentrate on this, and then we can talk about it again. One, two, three for the flaps.
Are you going to be in A2 entrance?
Yes.
I mean for grounding.
Yes. Alright, so we're going to have to change this. There's one update I need to make here. So Zibo changed a few things here. We can now select engine. It will give the mini display. And then we press system. Now we can do our control checks. And the rudder there. And then we clear it off by pressing sys again. I just need to update this one then. See guys, this is exactly what I mean. You have to just continuously come and check. I think once a month should be sufficient, but you never know. I'll have to update this. Alright, that takes us to taxi lights. Right, taxi light. Runway turn off lights we do not need. Right, Hakan, I'm taxiing.
Okay, I'm waiting in
you might as well go, because otherwise we're going to not have enough separation, eh?
okay.
Now I'm going to take a shortcut over here. Goodness gracious.
By the way, pilot said that again, never turn your packs off before takeoff. Actually, not never. He said there is a special procedure to close turning off the packs before takeoff. It's a kind of method to calculate. He mentioned, as far as I understood.
Yeah, the thing is, in flight simulation, most of the guys that are here with us are flight simmers and not real pilots, so we can't get too involved. If you look at my checklist, you'll see the only time I turn the packs off is when it's snowing, and the criteria is set out there very clearly when you have to do it and how you have to do it and so on. So it's all good and well, we've got all these clever real world pilots, but unless you get proper training, and I see you've just started rolling, it's kind of lost all these fancy tricks. It's kind of lost to the flight simmers in my mind.
I understand, but my intention is about telling this.
I know. I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying.
I try to make my hobby as real as possible.
Of course.
Airborne.
Thank you. No, I don't have my chart open. I'm hoping this is Alpha 2. Yeah, it looks like.
The cabin is
yeah.
secured. Have a good flight.
Right, so the runway entry procedure. We don't need the wing lights, it's daylight. Excellent, Uncle John, I see you airborne too. Weather radar, terrain radar, transponder is already on. Takeoff briefing, nothing much to say there. And then we can move on. That's it. Right, Hakan, I'm lining up.
Okay, have a good takeoff.
Thank you. See you just over 5 miles from me already.
Approaching 26 right. On runway 26 right.
Okay, I'm going to give you another 20 odd seconds, then I'm going. You're just over 10 miles from me. Ooh, now that I've changed the scale, I see you're not. You're going to pass 10 miles shortly. Okay, you're almost at that one waypoint there. I'll just wait till you pass.
On runway 26 right. On runway
Right, rolling.
26 right.
Toga.
By the way, I missed. Have you checked the taxiway
Sorry, you broke up taxiway. What?
issue that I mentioned? To
Oh,
keep in
okay, no, I didn't. No, I got busy in my mind. I'll have to try it next time.
Okay, maybe after land.
Yeah.
Take one. Positive rate.
Gear up. Okay, guys, so if you look at the actual display now, yeah, you will see.
Really wonderful. Wonderful.
Good stuff. We've just gone into that cutback here.
Yep.
You can literally hear it and feel it and experience it. Then when you get past 3,000, it will all of a sudden accelerate again. What you guys see on the screen is obviously MSL. We're talking generally above ground, so it will kick in soon.
Really, I love flying in the United States. So wonderful view.
Excellent. Bob, that's fine. Don't worry. I'll read through it and then we can discuss it and sort it out. That's my job. That's what I do. So. Where did you put it, Bob? Just a silly question. Did you put it in Messenger or where? There we go, we've just passed the mark and there you can see it's already increased. You can hear it and feel it immediately that the thrust goes back to normal. And that is it for the cutback. Ah, okay. Well, you can send it on Messenger or you can send it in Discord. That's up to you. Discord is actually very nice if you want to send me something, because Messenger's also got its own little quirks and things. So you're welcome to put it in Discord.
In translation altitude.
Awesome. I'm going through 9,300 now. Okay, so if you guys are wondering, I switched my orthos off. Hello, George. I switched my orthos off because I'm busy downloading the V-states from Vertical Simulation, and then the idea is then to sift through all of them and then, you know, add my orthos but have his as the dominant primary ones, because it's all been color corrected and all those other nice things. I just haven't had all the time. I've been really busy in the real world and obviously in the hobby as well. George, I'm pumping out at 1080. I suggest you hit Control F5 there or check your internet connection. Nobody else has complained. Anybody else have a display issue? I don't have any dropped frames or any indication that there is a problem. Guys, do any of you have a problem seeing my pit? My cockpit?
Looks fine to me.
That's fine.
Okay.
Okay for me.
Okay. Thank you. Now, George, no, I think just refresh your browser.
Send the quality to what it normally is.
That's supposed to be 1080. No worries, George. No need to say you're sorry. I mean, you have to ask or tell.
Ask him to check the quality of his YouTube download.
Yeah, I think George knows how to do that as well. He did hear you. I remember you live on air.
Paul's very quiet.
Well, if you've got nothing to say.
My friend, as long as you're not angry, I'm okay. Or sad or something.
I just hope he doesn't jinx you again.
No, we had a good chat. He's okay.
I'm being very attentive and listening to the instructor.
Absolutely, that's what most people do, I think.
Top of climb.
Awesome. this thinking and checking the checklist. My coffee is now ice cold. It's now iced coffee. Yeah, George, now I've been busy. I've been really busy. Uncle John, you like experialistic.
Understatement, Nico.
Yeah, when you land and you actually get that kick in the pants and you check that whole cockpit bounce, it changes everything. And when you turn and your head moves, and when you look at your cockpit and you see the movement, it's just so dynamic, so better.
I'm loving it.
John, you must have had headshake installed before that.
It's not the same. It's not the same. It's a different, totally different thing.
But yes, he had. He did have headshake. I took it out earlier.
Okay.
No comparison.
Apparently, the guy's working on headshake version 2 now.
Well, he's got to go some to beat this one.
Sure. But he says he's going to, so we'll see. George, I don't know anybody that's tried it in VR. They haven't told me. But I'll ask around. I mean, maybe Leo has tried it. I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Right, okay, I'm at top of climb as well now.
Good.
You're about 30 nauticals in front of me.
Good. Very safe.
Yeah, Bob. I was just sitting here thinking way back in X-Plane 9.
Nico, do you have pen or pencil with you?
I do.
Okay, please take a note. Lima Tango Charlie India.
Lima Tango Charlie India.
Right.
Okay.
When you have time, and also please take a note. DOR 2 DOR 2 approach procedure.
On which runway?
Only for runway 03.
Okay, cool.
You should try this. Okay, this is really difficult, especially if the weather.
Okay. Bruno, I'll show you my setup. This is experialistic on the screen there. So basically, I have enabled it for the B738. You have to enable it for the correct aircraft. If you use the wrong profile, you're going to get a prop job doing funny things and vice versa. So please make sure you're on the right profile. You can then customize it, and this is what you are seeing at the bottom here. And you can then go through every single one of these. I'm going to do it slow, so you can come back and clip it or take screenshots or what. You can just copy my setup, obviously add or subtract if you don't like something. The only thing, this is stock standard, the stock standard profile, the only thing I switched off is the wind. I'll show you when we get there. Right, just going to go back. The engine start and engine stop procedures, that is for a prop. Listen and look here, if you click on preview, look. Oops. It's shaking the hell out of this poor plane. Alright, so let's go to stop and preview. Alright, so that's obviously not realistic for a jet. Alright, so make sure they are off. Alright, so engine start and stop. Alright, engine vibrations. You can go through this. There's a little bit of engine vibration there. Obviously, my engines get serviced. They're not shoddy, so yeah. So the worst thing. Yeah, Paul. Then flaps. These are all just little things you can switch on or off. Your rain is nice. When there's real rain, you can hear it. Some of my videos in the last couple of days had some awesome rain in them. Right, reverse thruster, roller dissipation. Rudder squeeze is for old aircraft. We've got the yaw damper and all these things, so we don't care. We don't use a prop. Again, this is all stock standard thing. I'll show you which one was the actual one that I actually took off, and that was the only thing I switched off. This one, the wind. If you enable this, my volume is a bit soft because of the people in the house, but if you switch this thing on, and there's also one, I think it was in the beginning, I actually forgot about that one, airframe wind. The wind drives you nuts. So anything, yeah, the airframe wind, this one as well. If you enable the airframe wind and that wind at the end, it tends to really drive you nuts when you have got an audio setup like mine. I mean, I've got big speakers and stuff standing here. You don't want to hear that constant shh in your ears the whole time. These are the only two things that I switched off. The rest is the stock standard B738 profile. So I hope, Bruno, that's given you some indication of what we're talking about. 100%. There were two guys in the Zibo community group a while ago. Good guys. I mean, nice guys. They didn't realize they have to set up the correct profile, and they were actually complaining, saying how bad it is.
For your information, ISA is 14 degrees centigrade.
Thank you, Håkon. George, you only do that once, my friend. So I did it in 11, and it's obviously carried over to the next version and to the next version. You don't have to do it with every update that you do. As long as you don't switch the setting off and delete that nav user file that it creates, there's no reason to redo it. If you haven't done it, then by all means, yes, please do it now and save it. Speaking of which, what is our top of descent? Right, guys, so let's see this checklist again.
30 miles to descend.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly start listening to the weather and stuff. I'll be with you now.
Roger.
Kilo Papa Hotel X-Ray Airport Information Lima 1751 Zulu Weather Wind 081
don't
at
think
7
it is
Visibility
possible in
10 Sky Condition Few clouds at 17,900
active sky, and just as you
25
started
dew point
talking, I
minus
missed half of
11
it, so I'm gonna have to
altimeter
listen again.
3011 Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
You can
Kilo
type
Papa Hotel X-Ray
Hold on.
Airport Information Lima 1751 Zulu Weather Wind 081 at 7 Visibility 10 Sky Condition Few clouds at 17,900 Temperature 25 Dew point minus 11 Altimeter 3011 Advise on initial contact. You have information Lima.
Hakan, in XIVAP, what you do is you send a text message and you type in .wx space and the ICAO for the airport. It will give you the weather, and it's the same for Xpilot with VATSIM as well. You just give that command and it gives you the METAR.
Could you please tell again?
The full stop .wx.
To where?
You type .wx space KPHX. Did they change the command? Hold on. Or it might be that I've switched it off, that it doesn't give it to me. Hold on. Okay, it's .METAR. They did remove the .wx command. It used to be that. You could use both. But so you type .METAR, the word METAR, space, and then the ICAO for the airport, and then it will give you the actual METAR.
Okay, actual meter is okay, but how do you listen to
No, you don't listen.
from your...
What I do is I've got active sky. And again, there's a discrepancy I see between what Active Sky says and what IVAO says. I'm going to stick to what Active Sky says because that's my weather engine. I've switched the IVAP one off. So it depends on what you're using. But to listen to the METAR, I use Active Sky.
How did you connect the Active Sky to your simulator frequency?
No, what you do is you go into Active Sky, then you load the flight plan. Let me show you on screen. Hold on. Right, okay, so there's my Active Sky on screen now. You'll see it pop up shortly. So what you have to do to get it working is you need to go to flight plan. And you either import via the load function, you import the flight plan, which I've done earlier. You give it the cruise altitude. It obviously needs to know departure and destination. And when you go to your map, you'll obviously see there it's drawn. It doesn't draw this, precisely as the other stuff does, but it gives you the basics, okay? So once you've got your flight plan in Active Sky active, then what you do is you go to your radio. If you tune 122000, you're going to get your current, or is that departure? No, well, okay, it should be departure. I'm speaking under correction. 122000 is departure, yes. 12205, that's your current position. So if you go 12205, it will tell you the closest weather to the closest weather station from where you're at. And then if you switch it to 122010, then it gives you your destination METAR. It will read it to you via your radio. Correct, George. George Camp, yes. If you don't have...
I hear right now.
Can you hear it?
Sir.
Sorry.
Thank you. This is beautiful.
Okay.
Did
George...
you notice the times of those METARs between your radio client and ASXP there? There was an hour difference.
Let me have a look quickly.
I have started sending.
Okay. You know what happened, McTrying? My one in VATSIM, the VATSIM feed that I'm using in Active Sky XP, it is just updated. As I'm looking at it, it's updated. Now it is in line with IVAO. I've got the same exact METAR both sides now. How's that for timing?
Can't really criticize them, can you?
Nah. 10 out of 10 for effort. There's the wind there. 7 knots. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. Right. 175.
Another question. FMC says the runway direction is 080, but if you go to Navigraph, you will see that 087. Sorry, 07.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, I've got it. So it's 78 in okay, let me show you this. It's actually very important that you mentioned this now. Okay. Okay, so in Navigraph on the chart it tells us that the runway final course heading is 078. Inside of the FMC it tells us it's 080. Now, number one, 080 is going to be, let me just reset this quick. I'll fix that up just now. One thing at a time. I want to show you something here now. Okay. The 080 is the dominant one. If you do not set your MCP to 080, it's going to have the orange strike through on your primary flight display. So that needs to be 080, right? That is considered to be the correct one, right? It is probably the newer one. Okay, I'm taking a fat chance saying that, but I believe it's the newer one. The discrepancy is because of magnetic declination. The magnetic field of the Earth changes. Alright, now if you look at your watch or your calendar right now, we are in November 2019, and have a look here. This chart was produced on the 24th of October 2014. So this is 5 years ago. Alright, so in 5 years, the magnetic declination changed by 2 degrees for this runway. Okay, now Zibo and Yeri can change the beams and they can change the nav aids, but they cannot physically change the direction of the runway. You understand? So that's
I
where,
understand.
yeah.
May I say something here?
You can.
When we update our chart and
Yeah.
FMC file,
Yeah.
as far as I know, both of them coming from Navigraph.
They do, but Navigraph publishes the Jeppesen chart. You can clearly see Jeppesen's name there as they get it from Jeppesen, from the original source. Okay, Navigraph, I don't think they've got a license to change the charts. There's certain things they can do and certain things they cannot do. Alright, so the magnetic declination is something that can be changed. We can clearly see it has changed. Alright, but I'm not sure in terms of the license agreement between Navigraph and Jeppesen what they are allowed to do or not. If Navigraph starts changing the charts, there might be a legal issue.
Understand. Maybe
Yeah.
they have agreement for 2014 chart.
You see.
Whereas
there's no agreement and there's no reason for them not to use an updated course in the FMC. Alright, so that's just unfortunately one of the things we have to live with. So to recap, you're going to have to use 080, otherwise you get your orange strike through. Orange, yellow, whatever your screen displays to you. On my side it looks orange. Okay, so you have to use whatever's on the FMC. That's the dominant one.
Okay, I have changed to 080.
I think the 08 is not the Navigraph, that is the LR, isn't it?
It could also be. But not as far as I understood. When I spoke to Yuri and we had our discussion and he explained the whole story to me, he said to me that the Zibo code the Zibo code will take the nav aids and marry it to the location. So the nav aids includes the beam, it includes the localizer, the glide slope and the frequency. It marries that from Navigraph with the actual location of the runway, which comes from the explained database. That's what I was told.
I will double check. I will go and check the Navigraph database now.
Okay. I love your enthusiasm, I'm trying. Right, okay, so let's quickly run through this. We're running out of time.
You see how I am careful.
Yeah.
Nico.
Perfect. Yeah, George, sorry, I'm pressing the wrong button. George Camp, I know this is why I said we're running out of time. I have to set up all of these things to get the appropriate response when we get there. 1368. And if I move too fast, this thing jumps. This is a very sensitive little knob, that one. 1368, 144. Right, we've got all of those things.
10,000 feet.
Perfect. Let's quickly see.
Altimeter setting.
Yeah, now she's complaining because of the discrepancies. It's okay. We're not going to worry too much about that. Right, so we're going to do... I hope it's not a problem. I hope it is something that benefits all of us.
14.
What approach are you doing, Nico?
What did they call this one? The Bruiser 1 RNAV approach onto the ILS for runway 8. Right, auto brake 2, where's that checklist again? Right, so we've got the altimeters, we've got the landing runways, all the PFD has been set up with our VREFs, our minimums and altimeter setting. We've done the winds, we've done the QNH, we've done the ISA, right, MCP altitude. We need to go down to 3000. 3,000 and our go around will be 3,000 again, and then thereafter 5,000. Alright, so we did 3,000. Hello Ryan, sorry, I almost missed you there. Thank you George, nice compliment. And Bruno, thank you. Awesome, John. Yeah, show us a picture if you got. Send them to me, I'll share them on if you can't share. Alright, so we're getting close to 10,000 feet now. We've gone through seatbelts. I forgot to put that off, switch that off. We've gone through transition altitude, that's fine. Now we need to do our landing lights and stuff. Okay. Right, so that is done. Right. I'm not going to play the BA stuff. We forgot about the other one anyway. We were talking too much. Alright, the next thing is
Navigraph data says 078 degrees.
Alright, so then it could very well come from that specific reading could come then from the laminar data, which is old. Interesting, thank you for pointing that out, McDrawing.
I think that's where the information was going missing and people weren't finding the ILS.
Yeah, could be. I forgot I'm flying for Southwest Airlines and I'm above 250. I hope they don't penalize me for 3 knots. Right guys, this is Uncle John's screenshot. Nee, ons weet hoor, ons weet Ryan. Yeah, I've just shared it, Uncle John. Uncle John, I've just shared it. That link, 2 messages up or 3 messages up from your one is your screenshot. Welcome, John.
Localizer established.
Thank you, Hakan. You like the frame rates. This morning I had hell there leaving Castrip for some reason. It was not nice.
Full established.
Awesome. I've got you on TCAS. George, it's growing on me. I've used it twice now. I actually like it, and it's really growing on me, so I'm happy with it. Right, let's tell these people to get in their seats and start preparing to land.
It's just getting used to a new one.
Please prepare the cabin for landing.
Provider, what we do is we use the ILS. So this aircraft is configured to actually ride the beam. I'll show you when we make the turn. We're going to actually activate approach. Thank you, Hakan. We'll activate approach and it's going to ride this beam over there. That's the localizer, and it's going to use that diamond over there. That's our glide slope, and it's just going to balance them out and ride the beam in. Right, so there's approach coming on. You just need time, George. Just practice. You know, keep on practicing. Right, so landing checklist, speed brakes armed, flaps, we are currently at flaps 5. Once we go straight and level, we will go to flaps 15 and gear down. Runway turn flights, anti-ice, all as required. Okay, we're going to wait for the landing gear, and we have told the guys to prepare for landing, so we are fine, and we have the runway in sight. Right over there is the runway. Alright, so once we level off, just to make it easier on the gear, we're gonna then let them come down. Gear at flaps 15. Alright,
Practice,
so
practice, practice.
yeah, we're going to now manually set our speed down. VREF is 144, and plus 5 is 149. Okay, so Rafido, have a look here. You see the diamond is going to eventually center there in the middle, and that one in the middle over there, and that's basically center line for the runway. That's our glide slope. This is our localizer. That's absolute center line of the runway. Alright, next.
Good landing, minus 148 FPM, 3.7
Nice.
and 1.77 G.
Nice. Well, let's hope I can do something similar.
Just bear in mind you're being checked, Nico.
Yeah, I know, with you around. Oh. Don't worry, I'll make you proud. I'll try at least.
Runway vacated.
Thank you, sir. I am very close. 6.4 nautical mile final.
What could possibly go wrong?
You had to ask. You had to ask.
Sorry, mate.
Keep asking.
You love it, don't you, John?
Oh, that's the X short.
I'm trying, I didn't hear a word you were saying. Say again?
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude 7.
I said, did anybody instigate and activate that shortcut X speed?
I can't hear the last word. Say the last word.
Approaching 08.
The X key that we were talking about yesterday with John.
Oh no.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
That was a firm landing.
Were you light on flaps there, Nico?
I was. I'm talking too much and I'm trying to figure out what an X key is. And that's obviously part of the button that you guys press to make me forget about flaps 30. You jinxer.
7.8.
You jinxers.
Well done, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
John.
You buggers.
On the block.
Thank you. Turning off the runway now.
Your airspeed was fine though, wasn't it? So what's
Yeah.
going on there?
No, it's a question of I needed 2 notches of flaps more. That would have been better. But it's okay. I mean, nobody broke false teeth or backs or anything.
You didn't fall out of the air either.
No, it was all under control. Right, after landing checklist.
Well, I'm landing in rain.
Awesome.
Said with such confidence, all under control.
Of course.
you decided not to investigate any of the pressurization failures on this flight.
No. No, McDrying, no. I'll play with him first. Right, the next checklist is going to be the parking checklist, so we can cancel master caution. That comes on because pitot heat goes off. Right, Bruno, what are you saying? Which explain key binding shall I use to disconnect the AP? Okay, what I do is I use my trim. So on my Cytec yoke, the left handle basically has got like a up-down toggle switch. That's my electric trim, and the moment you change the trim, the autopilot kicks off immediately. So that's how I do it. I find it's the best way to do it. Please do not use servo toggle. It breaks the Zibo. We had all our days last week, me and Yeri and one guy sat for hours and hours trying to troubleshoot that until we figured out this guy was using servo toggle. Don't use it. It might work for Flight Factor A320, I think the guy said, but not for Zibo. Alright, next. Bob, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much. And Yorkie, thank you to you too. Hello, Steel. You're a bit late, but yes, we're okay, thank you. Awesome. Right, let's taxi to position. Okay, I'm on my way.
Roger, sir.
This was a nice flight. Thank you for joining me, Hakan.
Thank you very much. It was so much informative again. I have learned some new things about FMC. You try to do best. Actually, you try to apply everything while you are flying. It is very helpful to make more realistic this hobby.
I'm glad you liked it. Oh, you disconnected and then you reconnected. I need to go and change. Or it's someone else.
No, I am. I have changed some settings of Explain 11.
Okay.
So it interrupted.
Okay. Just stand there. Once I've parked, I just want to take a picture or two. Alright. Brakes on. Set the chocks.
Looks like no window heat, perhaps.
What way? Who's got no window heat?
Steel car.
Okay. Got it. Okay, IP generators, start levers cut off. Right.
I think this plane works perfectly. I mean, revision.
Yeah, are you on 13?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I don't think I'm going to see an awful lot on this landing.
Oh yeah, steel. I think your window heat, just check it. It's these ones here at the top. Make sure all of these guys are on. I'm going to switch mine off now. I don't need them. Make sure that is all on. I think that should be it. Right, let's have a look. See. Pretty.
He said he did put them on though, Nico, so that's strange.
Oh, sorry, no, I missed that. My concentration isn't 100% here. Okay, give me a little bit more information. How, when, where, why, what, you know, all these things. Tell me what you can tell me. Thank you, Akan. I've taken my screenshots.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for playing with me as well. In the Evo, I'm so happy to playing with you.
For sure. We'll do it again.
Sure.
Brenda, you're welcome. Bye-bye, Bruno. Steel, do me a favor. Grab my checklist and run by my checklist. You will pick up very easily what you missed, eh? Okay, cool. That also helps. Yeah, I was flying 13 just now, so then we're on the same page. George, you're welcome.
Is your door open again?
I don't think so, Akan.
That was a bit hard.
Very good lesson learned. Nice snap.
I wonder who's winning that game. Oh, it must be a recess. There's nobody on the field. Ah! Pleasure, Paul. You can see the flaps are not fully extended, or almost. Right, still, sorry, I still wanted to add, I updated it
And
this afternoon, so just
you
make sure you
bumped the
get the
speed
one
for
for
that
today.
flap setting, I assume.
Just say again.
Had you bumped the speed for that flap setting?
No, I didn't bump anything because I was expecting to land at flaps 30 and got busy because of that flippin' X key.
Me personally, I'd blame Paul.
Ah, thank you.
I'm just trying to think about the balance of the flaps, the airspeed and the thrust. It seemed to go well, despite the flaps being lower than you were expecting.
The reason for that is my experience with this aircraft. I mean, I, as the pilot, feel it. I balance it because I saw this was, going to sink. So I added a little bit more power. Remember, I was flying this the last from minimums. I'm flying this thing, and I felt, hang on, but something wasn't right, and I just put a little bit more power in there, and I kept it balanced. I reckon if I had 5 more knots, it would have been even better, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Also, for your information, there is a FPO before flight. You enter your route and airplane performance in PRFUM or some other places. You can choose what configuration of flap you are going to use during touchdown. But mostly you don't need to use 40. Of course, it depends on the aircraft condition, aeroplane condition. But if weather is okay, if your weight is okay, if runway land is okay, you can use 30. If something is different, you see, as Nico said, it is related a little bit experience actually. You can use 40. Even sometimes they don't use 30. Instead of 30, they use 15 flaps for Boeing 737.
The guys here in South Africa, because Johannesburg is at 5,500 foot, and when it gets really hot, we're talking 30, 40 degrees outside. The guys often land on flaps 15. It's just standard procedure here because of density, altitude, and things. So, and then under normal operations, the guys over here only use 30. They hardly ever. They told me it's too dangerous. They don't use 40 because the aircraft's too slow. If you need to go do a go around or some emergency maneuver, the aircraft won't make it at flaps 40. So you really, really reserve flaps 40 for its purpose. When you've got a really short runway or whatever. Look at that shadow.
Something is wrong about your connection, Nico.
Why?
I don't know the right vocabulary how I can tell you. Maybe it is related to my internet connection. I'm not sure.
Um, on my stream, it will tell me if there's anything wrong. I don't have any notification.
There was quite a bit of stutter on that replay into land here.
Well, I'm so sorry, but that's like on the outside of my network. On my side, I don't get any errors. Courageous Gaming, you need to ring the bell, I think, to get the
Okay, the problem is
notifications.
YouTube then.
Must be YouTube, Hakan.
Of course. We never do mistakes.
No, I've had it a few times where this thing loses frames and it comes up with all kinds of errors. I mean, all red on the screen here, warning, screaming at me, you know, but there's nothing right now. Sorry, Courageous Gaming. Well, look, the video is going to be up. It takes YouTube about 3 hours or so to render all the chat and everything together and make it look good. But I'm pretty sure you're going to...
I have flown 3 legs today.
Sorry, they're talking about you. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're
You're
going
a
to
very busy
enjoy
pilot.
watching the video.
The weather is, in real life I'm talking about, the weather is not good outside. So I spent my time at home actually. So there is nothing to do. Maybe I can read book or something else. You know, I can watch television. But being with you here, I think better. I don't feel myself alone while I am talking.
Of course, of course.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can agree. Guys, I'm going to quickly park this thing again. I've just filed my flight plan. It has been approved, so I just want to check what the next leg is. I'm not going to fly it right now. I just want to quickly see. Okay, so the next leg is going to be Phoenix to Albuquerque. And I will do that tomorrow if everything goes well. It's a short flight. It's 1 hour, 5 minutes apparently. So we'll see. Anyway, guys on Discord, stand by. I'll be with you just now. And guys on the stream, thank you very much for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed the video as well later on. And as usual, we'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye for now.